There's supposed to be a Ulez camera here, but instead it's been covered by a bat box, placed here by activists who want to stop the controversial £12.50 charge. What do you think about Ulez?
It's no good, man. Look, go in the yard, it's damaging all the businesses. You can see how empty the yard is. It's never used to be like this. It's not really doing any justice, but as long as the bats have a home, it's the most important thing.
They put a bat box on the Ulez camera. Do you think it's a good idea to cover it up?
Well, it's not a good idea to cover it up because it's breaking the law, but listen, the laws is a bit too much, aren't they, what they're putting on families.
Do you agree with the bat boxes?
I don't agree with the Ulez, so I think they should be put on trees, not poles.
Campaigners are actually thinking outside of the box here. Bats are protected by law, and it's an offence to disturb their resting places. As well as covering the cameras, explanatory notes have been left, spelling out the laws on bats. ITV News tracked down an anti-Ulez activist involved with the bat boxes. They didn't want to talk on camera, but gave us this statement. It will be interesting to see whether TfL think that they are above the law regarding bats, they said, and carry out the correct procedures for ensuring that they do not breach legislation regarding wildlife in order to extort money from the public with their Ulez scam. But putting up a bat box doesn't mean the animals will come.
I've seen cases where bats have moved in really quickly, but I've also seen cases where bat boxes are just never used. And the other thing to consider is the fact that bats move roost quite regularly. So they may occupy a roost for a period and then they'll move on to a different roost.
Ulez cameras have been targeted since they appeared. Some even involved in explosions. But a Freedom of Information request by ITV News has revealed Transport for London made £106 million from the daily charge since the low emission zone was expanded last August. TfL also made £32 million from penalty charges when drivers didn't pay. And TfL estimates the cost of Ulez is £155 million spent on cameras, signs and the entire infrastructure. And on the bat boxes, TfL told us that they'll ensure their activities at these sites comply with relevant legislation. But this isn't the only bat box. As well as this one in Chessington, South London, others covering Ulez cameras have appeared in Kingston and as far as Dagenham and Havering.